What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I got some new news for you, a new discussion. You know, Lennox Lewis has been vocal. You know, I've made a couple videos concerning Lennox Lewis and his statements and comments. You know, this particular video is to ask a simple question. You know, because it came up, is he jealous of AJ, of Anthony Joshua? And, you know, because this is a good question, because if a fighter that's a retired fighter is jealous of another fighter, that can explain where he's coming from. That can explain his remarks and comments. You know, I think, I'm not really sure. I mean, he could be. But I definitely can tell you this, in my own opinion, it's a sure bet that he's showing favoritism towards Deontay Wilder, you know. But if he is jealous, though, that could explain why he's siding with Wilder, the American champ, versus his countryman, Anthony Joshua. Well, friends of the page, you know, I listened to comments, and I read a good comment, actually, from one of the friends of the channel, and he said that, you know, Lennox Lewis was, you know, he was the man in Great Britain. You know, he got all the belts, the heavyweight champ, until AJ came around. There was nobody that came close to his, you know, stature and reputation of being a heavyweight champ. Then here comes AJ, you know, a guy just as tall, you know what I mean, coming with, let's face it, you have fighters, you know, your appearance sells, okay? And Lennox Lewis, not taken away from him, but he came from a Jamaican background, you know, and a lot of times that doesn't really appeal to the total demographic of a country, you know, whereas you got somebody clean cut, that's marketable, you know what I mean, that stays in shape, definitely, you know what I mean? He's easy to market. Hugo Boss, you know, you never seen Lennox Lewis with Hugo Boss, you know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, I can see how he will be jealous on that, because this guy in 21 fights, you know, has came through and he's regarded as Great Britain's, you know, heavyweight champion of the world, okay? And you think about Lennox Lewis and his upbringing, his come up, he had to fight for every tooth and nail. And whenever Lennox Lewis got comfortable, he got knocked out. If you guys didn't recall, you know, Oliver McCall knocked him out of the blue, you know. And the rematch was just as bizarre. That was a strange rematch, because Oliver McCall wouldn't fight. That's crazy. If you guys haven't seen that fight, please look it up. It was one of the weirdest, bizarrest damn things I ever saw in the sport of boxing. He came in crying into the ring, you know what I mean? And it was weird. I mean, you know, it was like a no contest or whatever. So Lennox Lewis got his belts back. You know, he got comfortable again. You know, he beat guys like Tua, things like that. Then he goes up in there against Rockmont, got comfortable again in Zaire, or Johannesburg rather. Boom, gets knocked out again. And all those times that he was whooping and beating these guys, you know, his reputation still kind of, it stagnated. It never really elevated to a point, you know, until he retired, you know, and he fought Vitali, and then, you know, he never gave him a rematch. And I think that really put a damper on his career, honestly, because that fight was turning. You know, the only problem was Vitali, you know, and the Klitschko's, they have thin skin. Big as they are, robust, talented, strong, powerful. Their disadvantages, they have thin skin. Now, he did not give him a rematch. Therefore, you know, I think when he retired, he did the smart thing, because, you know, I don't think that he would have beat Vitali in a rematch. So it's question marks all around Lennox Lewis, you know, because of that, because of the way he exited out the building, okay? So, but for him to side with Deontay Wilder because you know, you're jealous, you're showing favoritism because of that, because that's where the root is. If it is jealousy, if it is like pure jealousy, because he comes off like, hey, I think he should do that. I think he should come to the United States with his belts and show America. But it's like, why would a person show America and put all that on the line in America, mind you? Follow your instructions where it didn't work for you. They robbed you, meaning Lennox Lewis. They robbed Lennox Lewis. So I don't see how he could recommend that advice to AJ and have his best intentions at heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't add up. That's like, dude, that don't even make sense. That's instructions for disaster. It didn't work for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, then I'm in America, by the way. You know, I'm like, okay, I didn't build my reputation in America. You know what I'm saying? I made it in the UK. I got 100,000 people watching my fights live. That's not to mention at home, you know, on feeds. That's just live. And look at the money I'm bringing in. You know, we got the euros. We got the British pounds. That's over the American dollar, each of them. So it's like, again, I don't see the appeal or the desire or the motivation to want Anthony Joshua to come over here. I'm pretty sure he wants to win over fans, but again, he made and created that platform in the UK. So why in the hell would Lennox Lewis want him, advise him to come over here and fight just because he did? You know what I mean? Because not everyone's path is the same. Everyone has different paths. Just like Deontay Wilder. I mean, you know, they wanted to build Deontay Wilder. They didn't want him to fight Klitschko right away. You know, even though he had 30 fights, they still thought he was not ready, which is okay. You know what I mean? But that comes with consequences at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And the consequences remains, and it shows now that, you know, that's why Anthony Joshua is who he is, because they took chances at particular times. So Lennox Lewis, I don't know if he was necessarily 100% jealous, you know, but it would definitely explain it. You know what I'm saying? It would definitely explain his remarks and comments or advice, or quote unquote advice, to give AJ, you know, because if AJ gets knocked out, oh, maybe he'll be humbled. He'll lose that O like I did. I lost my O. You know, but how did Lennox Lewis really lose his O? He lost his O by getting knocked out, by getting careless. So, you know, so he should tell, actually, if he had AJ's best interest at heart, he would tell AJ, hey, don't be careless like me, because that's why I got knocked out twice. So anyway, that's me wrapping it up on that. You know what I mean? And the discussion kind of brewed up in the comment section of a video that I posted. But yeah, you guys tell me if you think Lennox Lewis is jealous, or you just think he's trying to give him sound advice. So anyway, let me know. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.